you said that Brian mentioned that women should be drafted. I highly disagree with that.
Yeah.
Let's go around the table on that, starting with Jordan. Should women be drafted to the military?
No.
The same way that men could be drafted to the military?
No.
Pointing at you?
I don't really know. I don't really have an opinion on that.
You don't have an opinion? Okay, so we go to war, right? You're 18, you said? Mm-hmm. Okay, drafting age, cool. So we go to war. Right now, currently only men can get drafted into the military. You say you don't have an opinion about it. Let's say, there was a risk of them equalizing the draft. You have any opinions on it?
Okay, wait. No, I don't think they should. Sorry,
women
I
shouldn't be.
did not understand your question at first.
Okay. So being forced to go into the military.
Yeah, I got that now, yeah.
Okay. What about you?
No.
Okay, what about you?
No.
What about you?
No.
No.
Wow, we have no feminists at this table. That's crazy. That's crazy. I thought some of you might have been feminists. You disagree with my position? Why?
I mean, we're not as strong as men, realistically. If you're fighting a war.
You can pull a trigger.
In any way, running, endurance, stamina, anything.
Equality.
Okay, then more women are just gonna die and not benefit the war.
But also just mentally and emotionally, we're not as strong. Like, I would say, like, it would honestly be so much more trauma for us to deal with afterwards.
Yeah, we should protect men from that.
Okay, but
or
you
at
have
least
to protect the women
and
of our
society. I agree with you, and I do agree.
It should be equal, right?
No, because women are the ones that make children.
So?
So what is
you
up
are
with you with the children thing?
Women.
Like,
huh?
You protect the women, men go to war. Like, that's how it goes.
Well, we send the ones who don't want kids.
I thought it was equality. I thought we have equality now.
Within reason.
None of us are feminists.
What do you mean
so this is the wrong crowd.
Some women here are probably feminists. They just haven't.
Does it genuinely make sense to send an equal amount of...
Yes.
To fight for our country when it literally would put us back physically?
No, check this out, right? I actually think it makes more sense. We send, maybe this is I don't know anything about military strategy. We send the women in first to kind of weaken up them. Then the men, after all the women die, then the men come in and we can scorch them, right?
If you killed all the women, how do we procreate?
Right. No,
you're
not
literally
all the women.
willing to throw away our chance of procreating.
Period.
Huh? What? I didn't say send all the women. Just like maybe 50% of them.
You literally said, and I quote, kill all the women.
Send 50% of them. It's great.
Brian, respectfully.
Respectfully?
No.
Respectfully? Listen, okay. I think as a matter of fairness and equality, women should be drafted.
Okay,
so you're a
but
feminist?
It hasn't been fair for how long?
I'm egalitarian.
Like,
what's that?
But that's not
working
how
out for
this world
Scandinavia?
works. Like,
I don't care about Scandinavia, but
you're arguing for fighting for our country.
Yes.
You would want to use the strongest,
women are
most
strong,
fit.
independent boss babes. Women are strong. Boss bitches, boss babes. You guys can go to war, go into the.
You're just trolling now.
I'm not trolling. I'm dead serious.
No, you're trolling.
No, I swear to God, I'm not trolling.
No, you're 100% trolling.
I'm not trolling.
You know that women shouldn't go to war. You know that it would literally put us back.
Does he have the
How would it put us back?
Button?
We're not as strong as men.
Bro,
physically.
What's that saying?
God
made men.
God
made men unequal. Smith and Wesson. Oh, Jesus Christ! I always fuck this one up. God
damn, messing up all your quotes tonight.
Firearms made humans equal. Okay, a woman is capable of depressing a trigger just as well.
Yeah, but that is literally saying if you sat in one position, war was sitting in one position and just sitting there. It's not accounting carrying the guns. Women can't carry as heavy equipment for as long.
So?
We can't.
So
why would you send the more unfit people to fight for something that actually...
Because equality.
No, because stupidity.
No, because equality.
No, because stupidity.
Well, then why are women allowed to volunteer for the military?
Because that's their choice to make.
Would you let me ask you a question, though. Would you object to us preventing women from volunteering for the military?
Honestly?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay. Why?
Because men are supposed to protect women and our country so that women can have kids and be caregivers to the children.
And take
but
care of the
you're
home.
talking about, for example, let's go back to the most recent draft.
Who's gonna watch the kids, by the way?
Hold on. Let's go back to the most recent draft, right? The Vietnam War. So this was not like a massive. Granted, a lot of men were drafted in the Vietnam War, but it wasn't like we didn't send all the men to Vietnam. So let's say we were in a conflict like Vietnam again, and we drafted. I would actually be curious I don't know if you can look up the exact numbers. How many troops we sent over to Vietnam, how many of which were drafted. Let's say we drafted 100,000 women to go to Vietnam. That wouldn't have any real impact. Like, we wouldn't be able to repopulate, like, that would have no real impact, in terms of, all the women are gone, we can't repopulate our nation.
Are you saying like 100,000 men, 100,000 women go?
Sure.
Equal amounts?
Sure. That are drafted.
It's
against
a very
their will.
soft version of population control there, buddy.
It's
that
fine.
Makes no sense, but okay.
It's fine, but you're
Yes, it
saying
does.
there's 200,000 people and half of your entire army is less fit for the job. Why would you want that for your country?
That's really a sexist statement for you to
No,
say.
it's not.
That's so
no,
sexist.
It's not. It's scientifically proven that men are stronger than women.
Oh, I agree with you.
And anytime a woman literally killed herself
But
trying to climb Mount Everest.
Check this out.
By herself or
That's
something
it.
to prove that she could do it. A woman-led group.
How about this?
Dead.
How about this? Let's say then. How about
Finito.
we draft women into support roles?
Okay, that's fine.
We need military nurses. We need support
That's
roles.
fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm okay with that.
But we
Sure.
currently don't.
Okay, well,
we should.
But
have
also,
them.
as I object to this view that men are the disposable sex, and we are. Men are the disposable sex. That's why for millennia, for centuries, men are sent off to war to go and die. Now, I think that this is clearly evidence of some deep-seated bias towards men. And
no, it's not because you're
Yes,
not
it
making
is.
babies.
it's irrelevant.
Ay, ay, ay.
It is relevant.
Totally irrelevant.
No, it's the most relevant thing because we need less of you to make more humans. We could
Yes.
get by with very few men.
Okay, but see, as a man, I don't really feel good.
How do you feel?
I don't really
Tell me.
feel
Yeah.
like, that's
Like it's
as
fair.
just on an individual level. Do you think that that's a guy not? Let's say a guy doesn't want to go to war, right?
Okay.
And he's forced into war.
Okay. Which happened a lot. Happens a lot.
Happens exclusively
Yeah.
to men. Okay.
Okay, there's benefits that come with being a man and there's benefits that come with being a woman and there's also drawbacks to both. You're less likely to be killed by your partner. You're less likely to be raped. You're less like all of these things.
Okay, we can talk about the difference. We can talk about the differences on a societal. We can talk about the differences on a societal level, but let's talk about what's enforced by the state and the government. And if the government says that men and women are equal by law, then so too should they be subject to military conscription, regardless of whatever social dynamics are just sort of ingrained.
To me, it's not like a social thing. It's like a physical thing. Like, like I'm never going to leave the argument that a woman would be less fit to serve in a war. Like that's just the truth.
And Brian, I'm sure you agree with that.
Agree with what?
That
a
men
woman
are
would be-
physically stronger.
I think men make better soldiers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So then why would you want...
A woman on the front lines.
So then why would you want half women on the front
How would you feel
lines?
about your wife being on the front lines?
To soften up the enemy.
You're insane.
To soften up the enemy. That way, when our men come
To be
in.
cushioned?
You're delusional.
Yeah, meat shield.
You're 2024
Meat shield.
did you
It's
dirty. The delusion is just
I don't know what you're talking
Delusional.
delusional.
about. Explain to me.
You would be okay with your wife being drafted?
What?
Being used as a cushion?
Hey, you know what? That's fair. That's equal.
What about your kids?
What do you mean, my kids?
Who's gonna stay home with your kids?
I am.
Bruh.
It's actually funny. I was thinking about this. I said this before on the show, right? So, okay, you think about like, what is the most, and I don't like to use this term, but like a girl started asking me about this one show. So like, there's this trope about, well, like the most like boss thing to do as a man is to like jump in front of a bullet to protect your wife. And like, that's the most alpha thing.
Okay.
Actually, the most fucking alpha thing would be to use your woman as a meat shield. That way you can continue on and get another woman pregnant and continue spreading your seed instead of sacrificing yourself like you're disposable.
That sounds like the most selfish answer.
You're trolling.
No, I swear to God.
Brian,
no, from a
wait,
what's
You're
it called?
still trolling.
No, I swear to fucking God. That's so continuing on your bloodline by finding a new woman to procreate with technically would be the most alpha thing. I'm just saying.
Loose Pussy Energy donated $100. Women in general, we're strong and independent and want equality. Women on draft, we're not strong as men. Stop the fucking cap. Get the fuck out. Hashtag equality, hashtag you fucked up, hashtag Brian Isama Clolland 9/19.
We're literally saying we're not as strong.
I'm saying, but they're saying the whole movement. Mentally, I would argue that women have better intuition.
Look,
but physically,
here's the thing, right? These guys, like, I get it. Like, oh, it's the masculine thing to like sacrifice your life for your woman, but like the apex fucking male maneuver to continue propagating your bloodline with other women would be to, I'm not winning any fucking friends with this one, would be to sacrifice your woman so you can continue.
What if she's already pregnant?
That's the selfish, like that is the most selfish thing, but it's in your best interest, and that would be like the most.
In your best interest?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you're selfish. You'd be a bad partner.
No, that's not.
I feel bad for your wife.
A man not wanting to die is being a bad person.
You're saying sacrifice your wife.
If you have to choose, yes.
If you have to choose.
Yeah. I actually think it makes more sense because I'm more capable of providing for my children than she is. So therefore, yes.
Are there children already? Hypothetically, like they're alive and born?
Yeah, but you don't have like the
Let's say they
nurturing
are.
motherhood.
Let's say they are. Then yes, it's better if I continue raising our children than you. I'm more capable of providing and protecting.
I disagree with that.
Sometimes, Corn Pop in the chat says, sometimes you need to sacrifice the queen to get the checkmate.
Yeah, but women can learn how to sew. We can sew clothes. We can plant fruit and vegetables. We can be very resourceful when we need to take care of the children if we don't have enough money.
I swear I'm not trolling.
Hopefully you left some. Hopefully you left some dinero.
Arguably,
before you left
currently,
to war.
I would be able to provide better.
And again, I don't consider myself an alpha male, but like if we're using like that sort of like those terms, right? I'm asking the chat here. What's more alpha? Taking the bullet for your wife. So if you choose, you have the scenario, right? She dies or you dies. I would argue the most, you could call it dark triad, whatever. The most alpha move is she dies, you survive, you can continue passing on your genetic legacy with other women. That's the most gangster shit, right?